back everyone to Cyberpunk 2077. So right now I am going to be continuing with Phantom Liberty because I think last time we were mostly doing some of the main story stuff, and I dropped off Phantom Liberty because Reed hadn't called back. Now Reed has called back, so I'll be continuing with that now. Also, I'm using the Razer Hypersense audio device. So it's a headset Kraken V3 Pro. So it has audio haptics. So when things like explosions and stuff happen, you can feel it. It's the idea. I want to see how that actually translates into gameplay.
Hello. I'm Arif Iqbal, and you're...
Have you spent $100 in the Grand Imperial Mall? Collect your free roller coaster ticket now.
This is the medium haptic setting, and that is so that
Looking for work? Help us build Pacifica. Help us build the future.
Oops. Okay, well, with the increased cyber capacity, I guess I can go to a Ripper dock as well right now. Tier 4.
Hello?
Looking to get chipped.
Mm-hmm.
And what? You...
Yes.
I'll make it worth...
Is that so?
I spent that much to upgrade this thing. Okay. How many more do I need? Also, I should sell off some of these. I want to keep one smart SMG at least. These are both the same thing. I think that's good enough. I already have some cyberware, I think, which I've not equipped. I don't know. Maybe it's a nervous system. So, yes, I do have this, but I don't have the required capacity for it. I still have a ton of cash, but I'm not able to put in all of the implants. But yeah, now I can do a double jump. That is super helpful. I'll call this. Or actually, I should get to Phantom Liberty now, so... And in general, I will... Yep.
Remember, there's no need to be afraid of sharks. The last whale shark...
Oh wow, that feels incredible. Oh wow, I can feel. This is the first time I'm actually driving or riding. I see some TF4 item components. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Let's see. Do I have? How many do I have? Ooh, I'm so close. I just need 5 more.
Pacifica, the sunny side of Night City.
Okay, cool, cool. I can go in for the upgrade. Let's go.
Looking to get chipped.
Ooh, that requires 37, which I simply do not have. Okay, no problem. This is the first time I'm feeling the headset like properly in game. So oh wow. Really feels like you're on the bike with the. If I increase the haptics. Yeah, at high haptics it feels like something's hammering my skull. That doesn't feel very good. Medium feels just right.
Good news. Yesterday we completed some necessary.
Uh,
2 months of hard work have finally.
okay, in that time, I suppose I'll finish off. Let's.
Starting today, the hospital and its staff. Any stitches? A new leg? Report directly to Dr. Roberts. Over and out.
Get the fuck back, will you?
Don't push me.
Sorry, I didn't see you there.
One of the few diseases that can
What you got in stock?
There's food and drink Dogtown's got to offer, hon.
So let me sell off some of these things, because... okay, I don't know which ones I'm supposed to sell off.
experts at Biodyne have created nanites that, when injected into the spinal cord, provide long-term uninterrupted repair of the nerve tissue. The cost of this cutting-edge $700,000.
Been here before, Reed. Exactly like that. Remember the last time we had this convo?
I do. And yes, the rules... V, you're here. It's about time, too. Nearly done finalizing the plan.
Back on the same page, are we?
Not exactly. Brings back a lot of memories, all this. One in particular sticks out. Before NC, we worked in Op in Colombia. Medellin. Song's
Not
first
now,
mission.
Alex. We have enough to do without digging up ancient history.
What happened in Medellin? What was the op there?
We had our sights trained on a guy who sat in the Colombian president's back pocket. Sold him smuggled Corp-Tech.
Saying the FIA pulls strings overseas?
A lot of what we do doesn't get printed in the norm sheets. Anyway, we used stolen identities on that mission too. Things didn't go exactly as planned, but that's a long story.
Think we can spare 60 seconds? Hell, might even learn something about Sony that'll prove useful.
All right. Our person of interest was one Luis Hernandez, arms trading heavyweight. We aim to plant our own SA in his organization. Alex had adopted the identity of an engineer from Hernandez's entourage. She was our ticket in. She walks in to attend a meeting one day. She sees one of Luis's bikini model girlfriends prancing out on her way to walk his Doberman. Spending big money on kitsch luxury was kind of his MO.
So, what happened?
Well, Sony had put together Hernandez's dossier. Problem was, an important detail slipped through the cracks. The engineer's abject fear of dogs. Cold sweat, shaky hands, soggy pant leg, that kind of fear. When the Doberman sniffed Alex's knee, she pats him on the head and says, "Who's a good boy?" Then, she went to pull up a chair at Hernandez's table. Before she could sit down, they had two barrels to her head and one trained at the base of her spine.
Worked out though, right? We're all here now, together.
Which can't be said for Hernandez and his men. We took any possibility of that from them. All thought of subterfuge went poof. We had to kick the door down. A rival cartel wiped them out. That was the official version.
So...
Okay, back to Night City, folks.
Do we need
with our
that
sights
kind of
trained on a new
information?
target. We've parsed the intel from the shard Sony gave us. It's a solid foundation for the mission we want to run. Surveillance, recon, data gathering, planning, it's all done. It's high time we righted some wrongs of the past.
Fuck off, Reed. Give it a rest, will ya? Nothing here's your fault. Woman's an adult, made her own decisions. Consequences caught up to her.
No, she was manipulated. There was no one around who could have had her back. Here, V. Mission details on this.
Alex nailed it. If anyone's to blame, it's Myers, not you.
You might be right, but so am I. Right, our objective, to free Sony from under Hansen's duress. Unfortunately, this ain't a normal rescue op, because, well, she's been infected with something from beyond the Black Wall. A consequence of her service to the NUS and President Myers. I'm not about to pretend I understand the tech whys and how. The important thing is, if she doesn't get treatment, it'll kill her.
The cure is an AI that lives on a neural matrix. Hansen possesses said matrix now. We aim to seize it.
So this neural matrix, how much do we know?
Experimental tech nested in a mainframe that someone dragged up from deep beneath Dogtown. From a bunker, to be exact. Part of Project Cynosure, a joint US Militech operation mounted in a bid to counter Arasaka's Soul Killer. The Matrix itself is a functional container. It houses an AI from beyond the Black Wall, and its design lets the user deploy the AI for a specific purpose. In our case, to fix you in Songbird.
All right. Plan. Let me hear it.
Answer to meet with the Netrunners you already know. The meeting itself is our chance to get close to Song and the Matrix. Hansen hired the French duo because they worked for Militech years back. They know its security protocols inside out.
Also, they're selling Hansen access codes, handy when Songbird goes to extract the Matrix from the Cynosure mainframe. Hansen's gunning for data from what he knows was a secret Militech and US research project. He has no idea the neural matrix is in there too. Runners, scans, and behaviorals we have. Now we just need to take those twins out of the equation.
So we kidnap them. How we want to do this?
They're driving a rental while in NC, an exploitable opening. We're gonna track their ride and hijack it before they reach Hansen at the stadium. That's where you come in, V. We'll need you to breach the rental firm's tracking system. Alex will fill you in later. Once we have the runners, you'll take their place. The behavioral imprints are tuned already.
Brings us to the final stage, right? Meeting with Hansen?
Right. Where you'll sell them the access codes to the mainframe. In other words, the key to unlocking your medicine cabinet. One of you will join Sony in the lab to feed in the codes when needed. Hansen's likely to keep the other at his side. Collateral.
I'll stay with Hansen, you'll join Songbird. Once the data floodgates are open, you'll signal me. Gonna disarm Hansen, take him and his guards out.
Hansen and his goons. Aim to handle them on your own?
Can do a lot more than play dress-up, thank you. Plus, element of total surprise in my corner. Still, sweet of you to worry.
Sounds like Flatline and Hansen's set in stone.
Order came directly from Myers. Confirmed at the state. He took a potentially lethal swipe at the president of the NUS.
And Songbird?
We have to rescue her. Myers told you as much herself. All clear? If you have any questions, now's the time to ask.
First up, what was it again?
Securing a trace on the Netrunner's car. This bit's on you. Alex will expand on that in a minute. Meanwhile, we'll make sure the personality data and imprints are airtight.
Main goal, want to make sure I'm clear.
We're bringing Songbird free from Hansen's iron grip. And seizing tech that's gonna save your lives. You and Alex enter the stadium as Hansen's visiting Netrunners. Disguise is our key to the op.
How much have you told Myers? What's she know?
That Somi's fallen into the hands of the man who's organized the downing of Space Force One.
Is that all?
All for now.
How much have you told Myers?
That Somi's fallen into the hands of the man who's organized
So we
the downing
haven't
of
told
Space
her
Force
that
One.
Is that all?
She willingly went ahead
All for now.
and quite likely orchestrated all of this. So that part hasn't been conveyed to Myers at all. The fact that she was probably a party to high treason, a traitor who was probably not just on the ship, but we don't know. Maybe she was an accomplice in the crash itself. We don't know any of what happened. All we know is she quite likely willingly went to Hansen, and she knew about the cure beforehand, and didn't just wait for all of this to play out the way that it did.
Things couldn't be clearer. Let's get to work.
Let's go.
So, time we talked about nabbing the runners?
Cover that in a minute.
You know Reed better than I do. What he thinks? What's his true aim here? Saving Somi or carrying out a mission?
Saul imagines he's responsible for her. Always has. Thinks he's responsible for all of us. Hell, even for you, I bet. It's how he keeps his grip on reality, life. With mixed results, mind you.
And so me?
Same story as always. Dares, lands neck deep in shit, somehow crawls out. Rinse and repeat.
Myers doesn't know the deets of this op, does she? Never will. Is that right?
It's not wrong.
So, we serve Hansen up on a silver platter. It'll be salutes and handshakes. Shit goes sideways. We're royally fucked.
Welcome to the agency.
And any for your thoughts, Alex? About all this?
Honestly, still wondering why neither of us went back to DC. Not me, not Reed.
They put him to sleep. Saddled you with the Dogtown assignment.
Who are you kidding? Say we disobeyed orders, gone back. A dressing down by some bureaucrat would be the worst we'd have had to endure. Think we were both waiting for something, like the downing of Space Force One. Probably makes us a sad fucking pair of hypocrites.
Intercepting the runners. How do we do that?
They're driving a rental. Plans to break into the rental service system. Karen Exotics. Specializes in rare models. Karen has tracking stations around the city. Gain access to those, we find the car easy. There's a station not far, near Pacifica Serenity Bible Church. Check it out.
Stations.
They ping vehicle IDs across the network. Hack them?
Find it hard to believe taking one station will be enough.
See if I can...
So breach the station, trace the car.
Use this little doodad. It'll pop the locks on the doors, let you take complete control from the trunk.
Dunno. Anything goes wrong?
Suck it up. Seriously though, the tech just works. And what?
Sounds simple enough.
Tech worth tens of thousands can help any plan go off like a dream. When you think you're near a station, scan your surroundings. They're not concealed. Shouldn't be tough to spot.
Get right on it.
Yesterday I was driving, or I was actually on a bike, and I saw the road. What? I saw the road, which was like, I mean, because I wasn't driving, I was able to look at the road, and I saw, well, motion blur in action at a high speed, right? So how it is in how I typically end up viewing it in video games and such. And what I realized is once you get past like this 120 hertz ish, motion blur on. Okay, I'm a bit distracted. I'm forgetting what I'm saying. So, oh shit. So it looked like when I was looking at the road in person, it was running at, I don't know, 90 to 120 FPS. That's what it looked like. So I feel like anything beyond that refresh rate on a monitor as well doesn't really impact perceptual smoothness. So
V, heads up. I can't talk long, but 2 things, quickly. First, good news. I managed to upgrade your relic's firmware. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Don't worry. Completely painless.
First good news, you said. So there a second thing?
Right. It's super important. Stays between us. It's gotta. Proof of my trust. I'm sending you coordinates. Come after dark. We should be able to talk freely. Okay, need to Delta. But see you soon.
What was I? Oh yeah, relic. Okay, now I have to prioritize this one first.
Fais attention quand on va aller.
That way.
En face, à frapper avec nous. Mes grenades pas nous. C'est nous qui guérissons. Bataille a commencé.
Great. Just great. You got a problem, Alex. Gonna take more than breaching one station to recreate the encryption key.
Fuck. Give me a sec. Okay, got another station for you to try.
Hold on, let me ping the station remotely. Try to save us some time.
Clever. Good luck out there. And raise Reed soon as you grab that encryption key.
Yes.
Wow.
This is Kurt Hansen. The right way.
The only time the haptics... Oh. Relax. Relax! For fuck's sake.
Sounds very
The only time the haptics really kick in is during the start of the engine or when I'm driving. That does feel good. But that aside, I think the haptics more or less feel gimmicky. They don't really enhance my immersion because the haptics also end up throwing off the actual sound profile and the audio itself, which I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. Know this place. This is where we came with Slider, right?
Here we are. You and me, face to face.
Sure we're alone? Wouldn't want any unpleasant surprises.
No surprises. Except maybe you're already one of us. Don't trust a soul.
This spot. Didn't pick it at random, I guess.
Guessed right. Wanted to show you something. Means a lot to me. Could help put some things in perspective. And it means I trust you. Come over here.
Bro, this is dark as fuck. What am I supposed to see?
So what's so special about this place?
Lived just 2 blocks off while I was here in NC on assignment. Locals come here after sunset. Fire up grills, crack open beers, talk about nothing in particular. I'd swing by here come evening sometimes. All of it, every inch is special. Reminds me of Brooklyn. Actually from there.
Wouldn't mind hearing about it. Brooklyn.
Got this memory. It was the night before I raided a Militech data fort. I'm sitting out on my fire escape. Just lit a J. Down on the street, I see a party starting. There's playful screams and laughter. Someone's blasting funk from their stoop. I hear Willie, too. Sells the best Scott dogs around. He's shit-talking one of his tunes, and there's bonfire smoke in the air. Safe. Familiar.
Were they celebrating something?
Yeah. A Thursday.
Yeah. Know the feeling.
Got a place you hold close to your heart, too?
Not a place. That was always changing. But people? Sure. Memories of home. Yearning to go back.
Can't rewind the clock, V. By the time you realize you missed something, it's usually too late. Suppose we should get back to the here and now.
Songbird, need you to be straight with me.
I helped Hansen spring the trap on Myers. Maya did the deal in exchange for the neural matrix. I downed the plane, deliver Myers, yes. But blast her out of the sky, then hunt her down? Wasn't what we agreed.
You betrayed her.
Not just her. Nothing went according to plan. What a fucking mess.
Sent Myers' entire flight crew to an early grave. Myers herself too, almost.
Ground the plane. That was the plan. Didn't expect he'd blow it to shit. Not much of an excuse, I know.
So what was your plan?
Damn.
For you to rescue Myers while I secured the AI Matrix, and for us to run. All before Kirk caught on. Now Hansen's changed the terms of our deal. They'll make him answer for the attack. He knows that, so he's covering his ass. The one thing he doesn't know is what's on the Cynosure mainframe. He's hoping it's data he can use as leverage against the NUS. Says that's my ticket to freedom, but soon as he gets his hands on it, I'm dead. I just know it. I fucked everything up, I know, V. But I had no choice.
Still don't understand why. Wasn't any other way, honestly.
Wouldn't have resorted to this, if there was. For Myers, the NUSA, I'm just another weapon in their arsenal. Tool for reaching beyond the black wall. And weapons and tools, they don't get to make decisions or choose to retire.
Sounds painfully familiar. Think I know how you feel.
I know anyone understands this feeling as well as you do, V. You're the only one I can trust with this. Only question is, after everything you just heard, feel the same way about me?
Don't trust Reed? Guy wants to save your life.
Mm-hmm. He saved me once already. Word of a boss shit on Militech crossed his desk, so he knocked on a 19-year-old girl's door with an offer she couldn't refuse.
Join and serve, or become a Netwatch trophy.
That girl died that day. The person in front of you is what was born from that death. Of course, Reed, he died too. Just more recently. 7 years ago.
And you put the hit on his head.
The NUS issued his death sentence, yet he serves the country to this day, clinging to something that's lost all meaning to me.
But how is any
Don't
of
trust
this
Reed?
Reed's fault?
Guy wants
Like
to save your life.
this part.
He saved me once already.
How is this Reed's fault? She put herself in the firing line. Reed offered a way out. Otherwise, someone else was gonna
offer she couldn't refuse.
gonna hurt her. So
Join
that's
in,
what
sir.
he saved her for
The
real.
Netwatch trophy.
That girl died that day. Of course, Reed, he died too.
There, Reed didn't do
Just more
anything
recently.
wrong as
7 years
such.
ago.
I get that Songbird also didn't do anything wrong when it came to the death of
NUS issued
Reed,
his
or
death
rather
sentence.
the
Yet he serves the country
way
to this
Reed
day,
was threatened and such.
clinging to something
I
that's lost
understand
all
that,
meaning to me.
but then this is the problem. Like Songbird betraying Myers right now.
Been wanting to ask, actually. What happens exactly, when you reach past the black wall?
Know the feeling when you try to remember the address of a place you lived half your life, but it just turns up blank?
Mean losing your memory?
A snowflake lands on my glove. I can calculate its unique fractal structure. But what did my mom's voice sound like? Sometimes I lose control. Or get the sense I'm surrendering to someone else. But it feels horrible.
Felt it too. With the Chimera. Like a living nightmare.
Yeah. More and more, I get the sense someone's standing behind me.
Why not just go home?
My home burned down when I was forced to trade warm Brooklyn brick for sterile Washington walls. I have nowhere to go back to.
Get the feeling this is the first time you've been honest with me.
Yeah. With you and myself. I need to get away. From Kurt, then USA, Reed. From everything.
Speaking of, out of everybody out there, you saw Hansen as a trusty ally. Seriously?
I needed someone who could tear me from Myers' grip. I knew him from my time in Night City when I was posted here.
Took a steep risk, all right. And a plain gonk one at that.
That's why I enlisted you, too.
Night City's just a pit stop along your escape route. That was always the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's just... things got complicated. Messy. Certainly didn't expect my old agency chums to get involved. Or to find myself caged by Kurt. I'm fleeing, V. Gotta get out. And to do that, I need you. 'Cause you know how it is.
How am I to know this isn't an elaborate con? Be nice to have some kind of guarantee.
I can't give you one, sorry. But I've shown you my trust. I mean, you're free to sell me out to Reed, right? Or trust me enough to save us both. No guarantee for either of us. Fair deal, I say.
Okay. Say I believe you. What's the next step?
We go through with the mission, grab the neural matrix. While Reed and Alex grapple with Hansen, we make our getaway.
And then...
You help me skip town. I already cut a deal with the Black Clinic far, far from Night City. There, the Rippers can access the Matrix and use an algorithm to create a prototype of our cure. They'll need me present to run their tests. The moment they're finished, I'll send word. And that's it. Everything. Like a weight off my shoulders, honestly. Now I have to ask. You're in this because you understand me? Or because I promised to save your life?
Wait. I don't get what yes is. Can I check the load game option? Because I'm not sure what yes means, but like, okay, I'll go with I
understand you, believe you, know what it's like to fight for your life. Every minute of it.
Gives you a new perspective, doesn't it? I guess that's all. I suppose you should call Reed. Let him know all set for the meet with Hansen.
But I don't know, like, if I have to pick, I feel like the correct way would be to convince Reed that Songbird did it because...
Here we are.
Oh, come on. I feel like the correct thing to do would be to pick,
face to face.
This spot.
Excellent. Songbird, come faster, for fuck's sake. Yeah, she's coming. I feel like the correct option here is not to, like, I want to actually convince Reed that that Songbird is also not a bad person. That is what I really want to do. But I don't know if that's possible. But if you ask me...
All of it. Every inch is special. Reminds me of Brooklyn. Actually from there.
I'm just gonna let the quest play out while, you know, like, because I'm anyway replaying it and I'm gonna vocalize my thoughts. So, my current understanding of the situation is that Solomon Reed was a sleeper cell for Myers, and an op went wrong, essentially. Once that op went wrong, Myers basically sold him out in the name of peace. And Reed really got the short end of the stick, where he was shot and killed, almost killed, led by Songbird, which I understand. Songbird was just acting out on orders, but Songbird essentially didn't warn Reed and such. Reed went out, Reed got hurt, and almost died, and at the end of it, they made him look like he was a traitor, he was a defector, did all of that for what? So that they could cover their asses. When the carrot fails, they go for the stick, the value stick. That is what Johnny was talking about in his when he was sharing his own past, when he was talking about how he once served and was a defector from the army, and how when the guy who enlisted was no longer the guy who came out, and this is how they manipulate. This is how the folks are manipulated to do whatever they're supposed to do. The soldiers and such, all of these government agents, sleeper cells, and everything. And I get it. I understand where Johnny is coming from, and I understand where Solomon is coming from. But I also feel like, from Songbird's point of view, Songbird really got the short end of the stick, right? Songbird was not someone who... it's Songbird and Reed, both of them. So everyone's just a pawn in this grand plan. And Songbird and Reed, both of them, got the short end of the stick, in the sense that they were both just weapons of destruction for the government, and they were tools for the government to enact their regimes or their agendas or their policies. Whatever happened to them was just collateral damage. They aren't humans. They're more ghosts than people. They're more tools than people. So I completely understand that, and I completely empathize and sympathize with Songbird in all of this. I completely understand Reed also in all of this. It is a difficult situation. However, and Songbird is trusting me with this information about how she fucked up. And, she's desperate. She doesn't have a choice. Whatever happened to her was because of Netwatch, and there was no way for her to get out because Myers would not help her. I completely understand that. I completely understand Songbird's perspective. That being said, I do empathize with and sympathize with Reed a bit more than Songbird, for one reason being that even at the end of all of this, he held on to his values. He did not let go. He did not become a defector. He still fights for Myers, and he still supports her. I mean, Songbird also did, but she was willing to go to any extent to save herself, and in the process, she was willing to sell out Myers also. While I completely understand it, there seems to be something more honorable in what Reed is doing, how he is putting himself on the line, and I feel like while Songbird has gotten really chromed up and stuff because she's been forced to go into the Black Wall repeatedly, Reed's entire reputation and such has also been completely destroyed. Which of them have it worse? I do not know. Songbird's body is dying, but Reed as a person, the idea of Reed was completely destroyed, and I do not know which is worse. Both are terrible situations, but, and I completely understand where both of them are coming from. This is a complex and well-written, layered story with a bunch of complex characters, and I really appreciate it. But I understand that there's no clear answer here, and Songbird says, don't betray me. That is, don't, breach my trust, she says, because she is sharing all of this. And I do not see if, and she is going to have to help me. And her perspective is, if you tell Reed, both of us are going to die, and nothing's going to happen. Or you don't tell Reed, and everyone gets out alive. But I am inclined to tell Reed, because I feel like Reed is honest, and I have to be honest with him. But I also think Songbird is honest. And forget me from the equation. Forget everything I have to gain. I feel like by helping Songbird, I can save my own life. But I do not want to betray Reed. The man has been through enough. But maybe betraying him is betraying as in, I know that there is a choice in the end where you get to betray one of these two. I just know that. I don't know the exact consequences of it because I've had a lot of questions like, who did you betray and stuff like that. But now I'm able to piece together that it is one of these two people. In what context, I'm not sure. But if it is just the context of information, of deciding who to tell what, then I feel like I should tell Reed about Songbird, even though she told me not to. It's not black and white, but I am tempted to tell him. But then I also understand that maybe the correct option is simply to trust Songbird. Things went horribly to plan, but maybe this time they won't. Whatever happens. I don't know. It's not a clear option here. There's no clear winning path. There are choices. All of them suck. And, there really is nothing clear about any of this. Songbird, I feel like I should... I don't know. I am inclined to trust Reed a bit more because I empathize with him a bit more because he is holding on to his values. But from a pure practical perspective, this is the dialogue that I was talking about. How do you know this isn't some elaborate con? I mean, you're free to sell me out to Reed or trust me enough to save us both. So save you and her. Again, it depends on what the consequences of betraying her and Reed are. If betraying Reed causes him to get killed, I don't want to do that. If betraying Songbird causes both of us to get killed, it's like choosing my life or Reed's. It's almost, I think it's going to come down to something like that because of how Cyberpunk is presenting itself right now. And it is complex. It's not a simple yes or no kind of solution or answer. Helping her I stand to gain personally from helping Songbird directly over Reed, but I empathize with Reed more because of even though Songbird has been through shit, I cannot help but feel like at least some part of it was self-induced, especially with the part where she crashed the Chimera, and I'm sorry, Space Force Air Force 2-1, whatever, while Reed is still hanging on to his values. I am not clear on what the correct option is. I really do not know. I do not know what I'm supposed to do. I guess I'll have to wait. But as of now, it's I genuinely don't know. I think I am more empathetic and attached to Reed as a person, because of him. He appears to be a good man to me. It becomes a lot harder to say that Songbird is a good person, in the same way that Reed is. For me personally, I find that a harder argument to make, definitely. But saving Songbird or helping Songbird also benefits me. So I am really not clear on what I should do. It depends on the larger context of whatever is going on. So I suppose we shall see. Anyway, I think that is a good time to end the video. Lots of thoughts. Incredible game, incredible DLC. Makes me think. If a game makes me want to pause and think about what I'm supposed to do, it is incredible. So far, the game has really been doing that, and it's an amazing experience. Phantom Liberty, totally worth it. This is what the game should have been. Phantom Liberty is like a easy 9 to 9.5 out of 10 for me, and I've not even gone to the ending, so we shall see. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.